cloud. Hey guys, I'm here with Jason. We were just chatting it up a little bit. Let me go ahead. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in on the bottom here. It's like I said, all this week is Ask Me Anything. So y'all got me for an hour a day just to ask me and talk my ear off and ask me whatever questions I have not covered in my previous Reloaded class. If you did see it, I'm sure you have, posted yesterday about reviews. I worked out a way to not only get reviews to stick, but I also worked out a way to upload photos when you're doing those reviews, optimize those photos with latitude, longitude, emulate the fact that you're actually on location, actually physically on the location. And whenever I showed Georgie, he's in here today, Mr. Graham, and I showed Mr. Jason, I said, you see that? And I'm sitting there showing him, he's like, it says, are you at this location? And he could not believe it. But it does, and it does stick, you know. So I'm gonna be teaching that next week. Right? Got to keep it on the hush hush. Don't want to piss off anybody. But it definitely works. If you want to, you know, proof, ask Jason, ask Graham. They all seen me do it. Those two seen me do it yesterday, and it definitely works. It definitely sticks. You know, that's all I could say. If you're a GMB Pro, it is included. I literally had one of my clients that commented, why the hell haven't you told me about this? I'm like, bitch, I just learned about this yesterday. I just worked it out yesterday. Last night, I hadn't even worked out the photos yet till last night. And last night, I worked out the photos and got it to stick with photos. So I was, even after Jason and them, and I showed them, I was still like, how can I get this to stick with photos? I want the photos to stick. How can I get them to stick? So I worked that out. You got to keep it kind of on the hush hush, because even though I'll show you, this is on my screen. You see this right here? So if I go to newest, this isn't in incognito or nothing, but this is on location and it's stuck with the photo. And that photo is optimized latitude and longitude wise. I called my boy yesterday that does the moving company. He was like, no fucking way. He was excited. So I'll put it that way. All right, so that training, when I do it, it's going to be in GMB Pros on the back end, like everything else. And if you don't have access to it once I drop it, I'm dropping it next week, mid next week, September 30th, I believe is a Thursday. And then after I drop it, what I'm going to wind up doing, I'll add the GMB Pros. If you don't have it and you are a GMB Pro after next Thursday, then just simply enter a ticket at rentfortress.com for support. I'm going to look at these. Good morning. I just woke up, so good morning indeed. Oh boy, this review training is going to be dope. The review, and the reason why I took that post down from the big group as well is I don't want everybody and their mama kind of knowing about it. So if you're going to tell people about it, tell people about it. But, you know, it's not really something I'm quote unquote going to sell outside of GMB Pros. I've landed 3 reviews. He's been busy warming up accounts, Jason. And Jason's got a new way of warming up accounts. Here comes Mike Merlino. He don't want to miss anything now. Fucker's coming. I love it. Let me see. Mr. Mike, where are you at? You just dropped your head in here. He hasn't been feeling good. That's why he hasn't been showing up. Oh, he's connecting his audio. But I showed him yesterday too. He couldn't believe that shit. Give you a hint. It's a gaming app. Mike, feel free to unmute yourself and talk if you want. And I'm not teaching the review shit today, just in case you're wondering. Because he's like, don't be teaching it just yet. All right, he's warming up accounts. Jason's got a new method that's much simpler to warm up accounts. He's probably going to be dropping that in his rank and rent class. I don't know if he's going to be doing it or not, but when he's going to be doing it, he'll probably let everybody know. How you doing, Michael?
Hey, Will, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Not teaching the review stuff till next weekend, but I checked your review that I left with an image, and it's still stuck, bro. Let's see here. You're muted again, but whatever. Admit. All right, let's see here. I got you. You're good. How do we join your training on reviews? Patrick, I believe you're already a GMB Pro, so it's going to be on the back end. Whenever I go to drop it next week, I will drop it in GMB Pros. I'm not going to drop it in the big group, okay? Because I'm not giving it out, and I'm not quote unquote selling it unless you're a GMB Pro. I have competitors with 80 plus reviews to beat. Looking forward to it. Yeah, the one client that saw me post it, he was like, he's been begging for reviews, so now he's already bitching at me. I told him, so dude, Mike knows this. I was just doing it last night, trying to figure out how to do the pictures. I got off the phone with him 5 minutes later. I said, I figured out the pictures. So, yeah. So we're going to combine some photo, if you will, photo optimization, which we've already went over, and then slap that into with the review optimization, and you got magic. And what I was telling them, I said, for example, if you go and have the browser open, if I'm in Philippines, it's not showing my reviews. But if I take that emulator and I look at the Chrome and I go into Chrome from your location in your city, it shows the reviews. So the reviews are sticking. This is not showing it for me way out in the Philippines. I'm on a different IP anyway. So Android Studio for the reviews. Nope. I got my products with GIF, JPEG denied by the big G. Depends on how you did it. I'd have to see how you did it, Laura. I've never seen that get denied. Now, if you try to upload it as a, quote unquote JPEG, and it's going to deny you, and then you have to right click, rename it as a, GIF, and then it will allow you to upload it. Okay, it's a GIF that you're renaming as a JPG, upload it, and then it still comes in as a GIF, even though it's a JPEG technically. And I'd have to see the photos. Depending on what the photos are, they'll deny it, not because it's a GIF or not because it's animated, but because of the photo itself. Christian, yeah, it will be recorded. How can we attend it live? I'll be dropping it in the GMB Pros group. Yeah, Steve goes, sounds like someone has a radio in the background. What happens around here? It's pretty cool. I mean, it can be cool, but can be annoying as shit too. Just like they just had. I'm upstairs, so you have these small streets and come back, and they have a tuk-tuk or a trike could come through the neighborhood. Instead of having convenience stores or sorry stores, which we also have, you'll have a tuk-tuk come through, and they have fish usually, all types of fish on them, and they're going through announcing that they're coming through, and they want you to come by and get their fish. So you sit there and say, sorry, Easter, and they want you to come out and get it. And that's what that was. So very much annoying. Susie Bloomfield, can you mute, please? Lead X or Graham, don't share with anyone outside of Rank Fortress. That is correct. Please don't share anything that you learn in here with people outside of GMB Pros. Okay. A, y'all paid for it. B, everybody else pays for it. And C, you got a bunch of snakes out there that just want to take something. You know, I have people that come in for the $1 trial just to get everything. And then after the trial ends in 7 days, they don't renew and they think they're going to keep the tools. And then I actually have the ability to shut the tools down. So on there, and nice. You muted yourself again, Mike. Yep. Says Jen, taking down the negative review will be in the training. No, that was in Chris Palmer's training. That's not something I cover. Now, that being said, you could use the same tactic on the opposite end. I'm not going to tell you what to do with it, but you can do some pretty, if you will, not so nice shit, because like I showed Graham yesterday, it asked, you could go to that GMB and it asked, are you at location? And I could go, yes, I'm at location. And I don't know, maybe it's permanently closed or maybe it doesn't exist here. You know, just saying, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but can it be done? Yeah, it can be done. What was the site for the business license and utility bill? So I sent that yesterday. I'm going to drop it again in here. So that way everybody gets it, because I've gotten so many damn emails about that. It's kind of getting old. All right. So there are two. One is for fake business receipt. I'm going to drop it in here. Fake business receipt. So in other words, you need to have business receipt, or you need something showing business information. And then this one, the next one is a blank business license form. Right? And then the next one, yeah, both fake receipt and fake business license. Those are my two little, drops, okay? So what happens when a GMB is taken down? They go, well, we need business receipts or utility bills, and we need a business license. That's one way. The other way is learn how to use Photoshop. What's the site? Okay. I'm going to send it to the product with animated JPEG. Laurent. So if you're going to do it, send in a support tip at rankfortress.com, right? Send me the JPEG that way that you want, or the GIF that you want me to look at. And then I need your Google My Business access. And you send that to philamrush@gmail.com. And I'll take a look at it. All right, Patrick says, William, if the ranking in the maps depends on the proximity to the Google search. When you look at a geogrid, you always must know how the closer was searched to the actual physical location. No. I'm understanding your question right now. Do I ever buy their fish? All the time. When the tuk-tuk comes through, I like what we call it over here. I mean, they call it kini lao over here. Kini lao is simply ceviche. Ceviche is probably my favorite thing to eat. But I like hot and spicy ceviche. I don't like just regular. I can't stand plain ceviche. It has to be hot. And you're from South Africa, so I mean, Africans eat fucking hot ass peppers by themselves. Ghost peppers and all that craziness shit. Let's see. Tuk-tuks. Yeah, tuk-tuks are what we also call bao or baha. The same thing, except it's covered. It's an expensive version. We actually have, when I first came here, we had a broken down van that looked like it was like going to die on us and couldn't always got stuck going up the hill to the house, and we had a trike. Now we got a the trike, and two motors, two singles, and then two new truck, one SUV and a truck. So collecting shit. I have a postcard fire damaged GMB that died. Did not have. Oh, I didn't tell him. Let me tell him. Give me 1 second. Dustin, y'all reminded me. Y'all talking about GMBs now. Dustin's not in here. FYI, if y'all who's in anybody in solar energy in Canada in here? Just out of curiosity. Is Google still being suspension happy with adding sites? Yes, still very much suspension happy. The way you would do it is you have, other people suggest edits to a GMB. Ted. Jason, if you share this shit, I promise you'll get bad reviews. Says Jen, thank you. So Christian, all the SOPs I currently have are in the back end. I do not do any automation with GMBs. If you're doing automation with your GMB, from my experience, maybe ask Michael, but would you say it's as effective as having a VA do it? And is it going to, I've seen it where it doesn't, let me put it this way. I've seen it where it's, but to me, I used to do it with VAs, and I started doing local Viking. Local Viking fucked up, right? And now I went back to using my VAs. So I've never had an issue with it. And I have had people say, not even probably 2 weeks ago, that using, if you will, a publishing platform for your posts reduces your engagement, and Google knows when you're doing it. I don't know if that's a fact or not. I've never heard Brent say that. I've never heard Michael say it. I've never heard Holly say it. I've never heard Chris say it. So I don't know.
I would say the main thing that you're risking is if like local Vikings API gets messed up, your GMBs could go down. That's a huge risk. I was using local Viking. We've been posting manually, and then I added on half of my GMBs onto a different poster. There's a slight difference if you post manually. It's nothing major. So depending on the amount of GMBs you have, I'm not sure it's really worth the trouble. But Google wants to push their ad spend, right? And in the back of the GMB, that's all you see, right? Is advertise here, get a coupon, etc. So to be safe, do it manually. If you don't have that many locations and you have VAs, then I would just do it manually, especially that local Viking went down, because that was, like, to me, the best and easiest tool to use when it comes to that.
That's what I told everybody. So I wished I never even went to using local Viking because of that. And that's originally why I didn't, because I'd heard horror stories and people having all their shit connected to local Viking, and then you get one suspension, and the next thing you know, you got 50 suspensions. Thank God I didn't experience that shit. I would have flown over to where local Viking was.
And if you have your own API with local Viking, then you're good. You know what I mean? Because it's just your API being used. So if you went through that process and you got it, that's good. And I'm glad you got it set up, because I know a lot of people are still waiting for their support to try to work all that out. Publer, I heard, is also good. There's a lot of options. One Up app, like anything that'll post to the GMB for you will work, right? The question, I guess, if you want to be safe, is which one of the most SEOs using, right? Because that's where the black hatters are, that's where the spam is going, and then that's where the abuse on the API can and might occur. So just keep those things in mind.
So Patrick says, you mean the GMB rank can be manipulated by ring right on top of the physical location? So whenever I run a GeoGrid, for example, when you run the GeoGrid, anybody runs a GeoGrid, if it's right on top of the GMB, that area is usually going to be green without even trying. The further out that grid goes, the redder it is. But that's not that's not affecting anything. I mean, it's not affecting your GeoGrids and how you run shit because they use the DBA platform. I usually use two different platforms and look at both of them and see how close. Sometimes there's a slight difference, but it's never like this one's completely red and orange and this one's green as shit. I've never seen. I mean, maybe it's the case, but I've just never seen it. Session says, what about balut? I don't eat it because balut is haram to me because I am a Muslim, if you don't know. I've heard it's awesome. My wife's a Muslim, but she used to eat it. If any of y'all don't know what balut is, if you see it, it'd probably gross you out, but basically it's a chicken egg where the chicken started growing and you're eating straight up baby chicken, but it never made it. They'd usually dip it in vinegar and all types of shit. I'll never eat it just because I can't even, I'd have to close my eyes and everything. I mean, it looks craziness, but no session. I've never had it. No, thank you. You know, but Filipinos love that. They also love pig's blood, and I won't. No, thank you. Won't touch it.
You're making me nauseous. I swear to God, you are. My stomach is like, what is this? This kind of SEO talk is this?
Wait till you go look at the picture, bro. It's nasty.
No, I'm not going to.
Patrick, is there a way to show a GMB rank higher? No. Jason, even if you have your own API with local Viking, he answered that one. Steve, what about Publer? Yeah. 12 hours behind my PC with local. Yeah. Patrick, I originally suggested posting manually and only posting manually to GMBs. And then one of the students said, man, you should really check out local Viking. And then I checked out local Viking and did good for maybe 2 months. And then they had their little thing happen. And then I went, well, I should have stuck with going with manual because I got around 60 VAs. So at the time I had 30, now I got 60 something VAs. So I rather do it manually. And then besides that, I didn't use them because of the fact I'd heard horror stories. And now I don't use them in specific because basically, whenever we went through their steps for the API and it's not working, it's still not working, especially when we're not dealing with 20, 30, 40, if you will, GMBs. We're dealing with thousands of GMBs. I kind of just ran. Balut is duck egg, basically. Duck or chicken. Yeah, you need a lot of vinegar. You're Filipino and you never eat balut. That's a shock for me. I've never met a Filipino over here that won't eat it. They go crazy over the shit. Publer's also solid, also does post to the YouTube.
Yo, Will, real quick, if you don't mind, I seen you post, son. I was like, and I was actually still on the computer. I've been sick, so this is rare. I was like, let me see what the hell he got going on. What are you up to now? I know you're always up to something. What is this class?
So this is just GMB Reloaded. This week we are finishing up GMB Reloaded. Normally, how I do Mondays, Lane does Tuesdays, you and Brent coming on Wednesday. Thursday is Kevin, and then Friday's me once again. That's what this class is. This is the last week of this class, and then next week I'm taking a break, and then I'm going to be teaching reviews during my break. one day. And then after that break, October 4th is starting back up GMB Reloaded. And we're going to be doing it for a towing company in Australia. And then if you've also missed this, starting October 4th until when we get it ranked, generally 30 to 45 days, I'm running a affiliate contest. So whoever sends the most affiliate sales to GMB Pro, they're going to get 50% of the GMB Pro. So if it's $800 and something, they're going to make $400 plus whoever gets the most affiliate signs up at the end of that 45 days gets $5,000.
Wow, nice.
So we're doing that. And then once Chris is back from vacation, we're back on our weekly Q&As, me and Chris. And then I'm also doing another Q&A with a Filipino here weekly and a bunch of other stuff happening. So, and I believe, are you having a special someone come on Monday, Jason? Yes or no? Unmute yourself, son.
So it's either Monday or Wednesday.
So either Monday or Wednesday. Can I say it?
Yeah, say it.
Okay, either Monday or Wednesday, Holly Starks is coming on to do some training with us. So, and it's going to be on mass page builders for rank and written specific.
That should be very interesting.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, bro, hold on real fast, because I don't
Mhm.
be on a lot. You know how I
Yeah,
am.
you've been sick too, so
Yeah, whenever Holly's gonna be on, though, let me know ahead of time so I can make sure I
will.
take a nap and be around.
I will. And it's your time, or it's on East Coast time. What time is your class on East Coast time, Jason? 9 o'clock, 10?
10,
Yeah,
10 a.m.
10
Yeah.
10 a.m. So 10 p.m. my time. So 10 a.m.
But
your
we're
time
gonna
to
be
11.
we're
Wake
gonna be
and
going
bake.
live. We're gonna be
Nice.
going live as well. And then I'm
Yeah.
gonna try get it to give my rank and rank guys some of that special sauce that she's been showing me. But yeah, I think even with the new stuff I'm going to be coming out with the affiliate stuff, this shit's powerful, man. That news network, that syndication.
Have you tried her syndication network yet, Mike?
Yep.
She's building out a news network for me right now.
Oh, nice. Yeah, very
So
smart.
we tried it, and she was like, well, I said, well, how much? I want about 100 G sites. How much for that shit? So
she's got everything, man. She literally, when she sent me that personal video about it, she's like, oh, let me just find a niche in it. And she had like 5 in each thing, anything, gardening, fencing, adult, anything.
So yeah, she'll be on either whenever you know for fact, Monday or Wednesday, let me know, because I know she's on her way to NFG too. So they're doing NFG next week, and Chris is going to be doing NFG next week as well. Unfortunately, I'm stuck in the Philippines, so I can't really do NFG. Steve goes, I agree, Mike. Patrick, Balut didn't try it. Nope, neither will I. They do a lot of vinegar on even like we'll have mango over here, or manga, and then they'll take mango, especially green mango, and they'll dip it in vinegar and hots. So they'll take the hot peppers and vinegar and they'll dip it in it. When you went to visit the Philippines, I tried some curbside pork and the batter gave me the run. I don't even know all that. Oh man, please. APIs that had the ability to edit number services, opening hours, etc., got slammed by Google. Yeah, so local Viking, why I loved it. I could literally in the back end upload a shit ton of posts, upload all the Q&As, do all the answers, all that shit. Now you can't do none of that, and I don't suggest doing none of it unless you want to get them taken down again. Patrick says my breaks are harder than everyone else's work weeks. It's true. I've had people say you didn't even take a break, and it's true. Really, if you want to know what my break was, was to get all my shit ready for my studio. I got my books. I'm getting funnels ready. I'm getting a ton of shit. Also, something else I haven't mentioned, Mike don't even know about, is my VA course will be dropping. Let me get the date for you and I'll tell you exactly. October 18th, and it will run for 6 weeks. It will be myself. It will be one of the largest BPOs here, ran by Becca Martin. If you don't know her, she's from the Speed Up Company. They specifically do a lot of SEO for rank and rents. It will also be their HR, their hiring, the HR, the people that hire, fire, and qualify candidates. And they are a headhunter organization, basically, meaning they find VAs. Like today, I got 4 VAs for my call center. You don't even know this, Michael. That's another thing. So I'm doing call drops, ringless voicemail call drops, goes to my call center. My call center sells them, and all I got to do is do the work.
Nice.
So that's another thing we're opening up a call center, buddy.
That's good. That's nice. I like it.
Then I'm also, the other thing we're working on, I haven't announced in class yet, so y'all the first is, I already do consults, but I'm actually going to be opening up to high ticket consults where in 12 weeks I take someone, if you have a staff of VAs of let's say 10 or 20 or whatever, I train them over 12 weeks how to do everything we do. And you get private access to me as well, 2 to 3 times a week and phone call. And that's going to be 10K, but that's going to be for a handful of people, whoever wants it. So Holy Holly. Yep, Holy Holly. Patrick, my wife's brother, loves Baloo. Y'all keep going back to Baloo. I'm going to make Mike go look that shit up. He's going to have to be smoking when he looks that shit up.
I ain't looking it up.
I'll tell you another one you can go look up later while I'm off of here. Oh, my mom used to make blood sausage when I was a kid. Of course, I never tried them. Neither would I. VA course would be awesome to hear. The VA course is 20 plus SOPs. Everything from how did I get my right-hand man, which is for now, project manager, how to cultivate them, SEO SOPs, backlinking SOPs, building out website SOPs, GMB posting SOPs, on-page SEO SOPs, off-page SEO SOPs, everything we use, that's what y'all are getting. Now the SOPs also come with a spreadsheet, and then they also come with a PDF of it printed out, so you could literally print them out, put them in binders or whatever. Glad you're feeling better, Michael. Yeah, he's been out for a good 2 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks really. It's been a minute.
That is, Patrick. Yeah, that will be mine and my partner's own call center, staffed by VAs that I have cultivated. And then on top of it, another thing I'm doing is Fernell and me are starting a VA agency, which we already started that. And that will be VAs I train on SEO. Like today, I'm training them on pin drops to do unverified GMBs to increase proximity. So today I'm teaching them some black hat stuff. I teach like a handful of them. They'll be the guys that do my black hat stuff. When I say my black hat stuff, it's not just GMBs or reviews. It's dirty tactics. So Scott, A-Rays, I might have a client that wants SEO. Can I go over my SEO white label package? So currently, next week, I'm dropping a new website. It's going to be called White Label SEO. I'll let y'all know later. I'm not going to tell you the whole one, so y'all don't go looking at it, but it's white label SEO something.com. And the whole site is going to be basically what's on Rank Fortress, but everything else about white label. And I'm coming up with 3 packages. Right now, it's an $800 package. And if you're an agency, you get an agency discount, drops it down to $500. If you go to my website, rankfortress.com, you'll see it lists out everything you get. And it's literally all the on-page SEO, off-page SEO, GMB SEO. Now, when I drop that new website, I'm gonna have 3 packages, one for $250, one for $500, and then one for over $1,000, which would be the platinum. So things will be changing in that area. Unless you're already with me, then you'll just be grandfathered in. Grandfathered in meaning prices ain't gonna change for you. That way, and the only reason I'm doing it, some people come around. For example, some of my competition, they'll say, well, I'd start SEO for $389. Well, if you look at their SEO package, you're getting 3 fucking GMB posts a month. I'm at 3 GMB posts a week. I do 5 GMB posts a week and a shit ton more work. But what we're doing with these packages, I'm going to, reduce the workload and reduce the cost. I'm going to undercut everybody when it comes to that as far as white label. Love that balut, Michael. Okay, how fast is this SEO service rank? You're asking a solar company in Los Angeles. You need to send me the information. I actually have some rank and rents and some other things I work in specific in the solar company. So I'll be very picky of anybody I take on with a solar company, because I got for instance, I'm taking on a client that has 100+ locations. So I can't just go, yeah, I'll do solar company. So just let me know. In Los Angeles is one of the areas that's a no-no. It's a no-go for me. I can't do it. I'm already there. So, and I'm sure Michael could. I'm sure Jason could. You can get someone that partners with me to do it and then send it to me. But I'm not going to do it straight up.
Is that Vin?
That is your boy Ray's versus
that's my boy Vin. Yo, Vin, just hit me up.
Isn't he running ads in Spanish or something? I was reading out YouTube.
What do you use the GMBs for that you take over through pin drops? It's not necessarily to use them for rank and rent. I don't use a lot of my shit for rank and rent. Pin drops. So if I'm in an area and I'm already ranking in Los Angeles, let's use that one for example. I'll do pin, and it's already GeoGrid's already green, but I want to get green further. I'll start doing some pin drops around further, right? And actually getting unverified GMBs. And people say all the time, well, you can't use unverified GMBs for anything. That's horse shit. You can still do GMB posts. Okay. The post won't be visibly seen by the public, but Google sees them. You can still get reviews. You just can't respond to them. You can still do the product descriptions. You can still do the description of the business. Certain things won't be quote unquote seen by the public, but Google sees it. The reviews will be seen. The description will be seen. You still have a Google Drive site. You can still use it and post. You can take posts, and I use it to create quote unquote verification purposes to create GMBs. Create certain reviews at Yelp, Twitter, Facebook, Angie's List, Better Business Bureau. Hopefully y'all taking notes. Make all those reviews, then take those same reviews, go into GMB, make a post about them, hyperlink it back to that Yelp and other places, and then take those and put them in the Omega indexer, get them indexed. And then as they get indexed, you're going to watch it start popping up in the index, in the Google search, and then you can generally get an instant verification. That's the only instant verification you're going to hear me talking about. So pin drop for proximity. What do I mean? So a pin drop is basically me trying to create a GMB to spread my proximity. In other words, I'm trying to dominate. I'm trying to go from my legit GMB is in Los Angeles and there's surrounding cities around Los Angeles that I want to take over as well. Well, the only way I can fucking do that usually in GMB is by having a GMB. Pin drops are a way for me to get a GMB. I can do it in organic without ever doing that. I can do it by making pages up. So I don't do pin drops inside a local Viking. This is all done manually. I've went over pin drops. Chris has went over pin drops. There's videos on his channel as well as my channel specifically on pin drops. Susie says, sorry, I was cooking. Forgot to mute. It's okay. I didn't hear your radio, Susie. Hey, Ray's okay. Got to do a roof audit now. Awesome. John B, is there a minimum number of customers to have on board and get the agency price? Nope, not anymore. There used to be. I used to have it where you had to have 6 clients up to get the agency discount. You just got to say, I'm an agency. Show me your fact that you are a fucking agency, and then I'll give you the discount. John Price, more interested in a ballpark on how fast turnarounds for deliverables like G-Stacks, IFTT rings, ballpark how fast it would be. Okay, if you hired a VA through me, which is $300 for 40 hours, $300 for 40 hours, the G-Stacks, an advanced G-Stack takes a week. A regular G-Stack or basic G-Stack ain't got no real oomph to it. Ain't got no real power behind it. A day. You know, I can have a G-Stack done in a day. Cloud stacks I can have done in a day. IFTT rings 2 to 3 days, if that. The niche relevant backlinks, about a week. Then the Google site, which I haven't even added that in there yet, but all of my clients will be getting into the Google site, which are going to be niche relevant G sites. I'm not talking, you know, I'm not telling y'all where or anything, you know. I mean, if you heard Jason earlier, figure it out. So you change the name of the pin drop. No. Go over pin drop. Go over the pin drop method. So I literally already went over it. You have to have 3 accounts. You go into 3 Google accounts to do the pin drop. You need the address to do the pin drop, and whatever you want to name it, you name it. If that's, you know, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, that's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. If their name of their business is, let's say, moving company in Los Angeles, then I would probably stick to, or something similar to, you know, let's say moving company Calcutta or something like that. I would use the exact same business name, exact same phone number, and none of that shit. I would do something similar, but I would, you know, go over the video. I go over it because there are key parts inside of that to making it work. Jason, news posts, press releases. So press releases move the needle a lot. And then I'm also doing something else with the G sites, is I'm going to be doing my GMAP embeds on them, and I'm going to be tying them to the press releases.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Are you going to teach how you get the Google sites? I buy them. There's a secret. I buy them. And they cost, for 10 of them, it costs you $1,000. You know, and that's cheap as shit. Honestly, everybody else I know wants to charge. I have people that have literally tried to charge me about $500 a site. And that's not even from someone I know and trust. So for the people that I, you know, the one that I would say get it from, $1,000 for 10 of them. And think of it this way: when you have your own network of G sites, I don't no longer need, you can still do backlinks, but really what's the purpose? These are niche relevant on Google sites backlinks. And then I can do some power ups from some other backlink packages and backlink methods, but having your own network as an agency for backlinks is a lot more powerful. Like there are times you have to go and buy, if you will, guest blog posts for $20, $50, $100. This gets rid of me having to do that as often. Okay. Do I still do a done for you service with press releases or Signal Genesis? Yes. If you go to my website, rainfortress.com, and you go under content where it says content up at the top, it literally says 1,500 word blog count plus press release. It's $125. I mean, honestly, Google Sites instead of news sites. Google Sites are, well, I know what you mean, but Google Sites are more trusted. It's something I can do some, if you will. Same thing with Drive Stacks. It's a Google property, so it's more trust there. In regards to PBNs, a PBN is essentially a network of websites that you control, that you can send stuff to, backlinks, blah, blah, blah. It's short and dirty to it. You can technically set that up with the Google Sites. You can technically set that up even with Drive Stacks. I mean, Michael, correct me if I'm wrong, but pretty much that's PBN just means a private broadcasting network, private blog network. That's all it is. Does that come with for the Signal Genesis? Signal Genesis is not using a map embed. What it's using is an API. It's connected to Google's map API. So whenever I enter in the client's information for the press release, it automatically embeds, if you will, via API, your map. More questions? We got about 9 more minutes. What you working on, Michael, besides not feeling sick?
Just catching up, bro. It's craziness. 3 weeks. I had my first meeting with my first weekly meeting with my VA today, and just trying to catch up.
Your VA's in the Philippines too, right?
Yes, yeah, yes, sir. All of them are. I got 4 now. Three
Nice,
full-time,
nice.
1 part-time.
So, and just if you can tell me, no, I'm not going to tell you, but it's not really for me, but for other people, about how much are you paying for VA if it's full time?
So I pay between $2.50 and $6 an hour.
So you're paying,
But I will say this, it is not easy to find the $2-3 an hour per people, because those websites, like,
quality VAs are hard to find.
yeah. Yes. And if they have experience, then, they're probably going to come in asking for a higher price. But I got lucky. My main VA that been with me for a while, he brought in pretty much all the other VAs, people he's worked with and known, you know what I mean?
Same as me, buddy. So my number one VA, that's how I got all my number one VA. Then I met, he was my web designer. And then I met my other VA. My other VA had all his family and had all his friends. And that's the one I go, why am I working more than I should, and fired everybody. Then when I came back, I said, Kurt, do you have any friends? Because I love Kurt. Kurt's my right hand man. He said, oh yeah, I do. He brought in 2 of them. And then that became the 60 something we now have.
There it is.
And that all came from that. And I have some that are IT engineers and some that don't know shit. And then some that cost me, let's say $2 an hour, and others that cost me a lot more than that. But the VAs that we train are going to be around it's basically $7 or $8 an hour when you get them from us, but then they are trained to do everything the way I want it done.
Yeah,
Sign me up.
Paying for that. Yeah. So, exactly.
Sign me up for that.
I've had people say, for example, well, I could get some VAs for the amount I pay you monthly. I said, sure, go ahead. I'll wait for you about 30 days. You'll be back.
So Steve, oh, sorry. Well, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Somebody asked a question. When you hire, it's a very good question. So what I do right, is I use LastPass and I give them access to whatever it is, but they can't see the password, right? There's also things with that, right? Once they're in your account, they can go and change the password, right? So there's always some sort of risk. So you got to be careful.
The other thing, sorry, but depending on your hosting, you don't have to give them actual access or passwords or usernames or anything like that. You just grant them access. It sends them their own, their own password. They set it up with their own email address, and you can give them different levels of access.
Yep.
You don't have to do. Now, some hosting companies won't let you do that at all. You have to actually give them your username and password. And that's why I say I don't use certain hosting companies, but then, for example, if it's a GMB, you never give them access. One of these other major white label people literally ask you on their form, what's your username and password for everything. I was like, no, never. And never.
So yeah, for nah, like my VAs access my GMBs, but through Browsio, Session Splitter, etc. You know what I mean? But they do access the GMBs directly on a proxy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike, what does your workflow look like with them? Do you meet them like twice a week, 3 times a week? Do you have like spreadsheets that they got to tick off everything? Do they clock in their hours?
Yeah. So good questions. Me and my main VA, who's like, I guess my project manager, like he's just the man, right? Like I meet with him once a week, sometimes twice a week. Like now that I'm back, I told him, hey, listen, let's meet up again Tuesday. So it'll be Tuesday and Thursday. Yeah. The golden part for me is he then deals with the rest of the team, right?
Yeah.
I talk to them, one of them, 2 of them, if needed, on Discord, if I just need something, but I only deal with my one guy, right? Because I'm not the type to deal with multiple people. And then because I'm not the ideal business owner and I hate spreadsheets, we use them, have thousands of them, but I don't create them, right? So they do all of that stuff for me. I tell them what I want and they make it happen. So for people that are very much organized and have their shit together and you don't have VA, like you have no idea what you're fucking missing. I'm gonna just tell you like that. Like I always tell everybody. And funny, this was coming back to me recently. A training I learned years ago from this guy named Chris Winters, and he used to always promote find your dream team, right? You're not just looking to hire VAs, you're looking to find your fucking dream team. Because then you're like this, bro, sitting back, coaching, like watching, and you winning. That's all you do. And sorry, Jason, I go from here to there. To finish answering your question, I have most of my VAs on Hubstaff, which there's 1,000 programs for that. Matter of fact, Will, I need to start trying to use yours where it clocks the VA and
we made
screenshots every 10 minutes. Yeah,
plugin for that very reason. That's why I made most of my plugins, is because not to give people, I love everybody, but not to give everybody shit, was to internal how to make my own shit easy. That's why I laugh when people are saying you stole it to do this and that or whatever. I'm like, number one, the guy you think I stole it from will tell you I didn't steal it from him. And then number two, I did it for internal purposes. It wasn't to go make a shit ton of money and help a bunch of people. It was for my own greedy ass. I needed to do it for my own ass, not for everybody else.
Yo, those are the tools. Those are the tools that you want. You know what I mean? Like JV Zoo and shit. Them people are creating products to sell. That's not what I want. You know what I mean? I want something where I gotta beg you, yo, bro, please let me get that. You know what I mean? Come on, don't hold out on us, Will.
Those are the type we originally were going to make, and the only reason we haven't was I originally had a Trello and I had Asana and I had all that shit, and it was costing me thousands of dollars because we had so many seats. My boy actually knows how to make that. But we're so busy, we haven't been able to make that. So what we did instead, we went, well, we can make a VA clock and do the VA clock. So that's why we did the VA clock. And what he's saying about a dream team, first person I'm going to tell you to hire, project manager.
Correct.
Because if you want your life to not be so damn full of, just honestly, it's just, and Jason knows this, because Jason, when he started with me and I was teaching, he was like, how in the fuck do you do all this? I need some operating procedures. I need some VAs. He was going crazy, sitting there wanting to call me. I'm like, dude, just chill out, because me, you got to get this. If you get your project manager, you'll be cool. You don't get a project manager, you're going to pay him more money for a project manager, but he's the guy that basically, I've literally already told my guy yesterday, we had a conversation. I go, I'm cool. We're hiring VAs. We starting a company together with me and him. I'm not getting all that money. He's getting it. So this is another way I quote unquote, people are like, how do you keep VAs around? You probably got a high turnover rate. I've fired one person since I've been doing this after that. How? Because I go, how can I help you? And you help me. Mm-hmm. And I give you more money, so he's not going to want to run away. So Filipinos, another thing, which I know Mike will confirm on this, is they're very loyal.
Yes.
So whenever he knows, hey, I have some business books for you. Hey, I'm going to teach you how to do this. Hey, I'll teach you how to run a business, and I'm even going to help you set up your own business. And I've even taken my boys to go look at property to buy. They're going to be real, real faithful to me. I've had people sit there and try to go behind my back, agencies, and hire my VAs. My VAs come and tell me and say, we don't want to work for nobody but you. Mm-hmm. So, but number one is your project manager. Your project manager is going to be key. If you get your project manager, I don't have to worry about, I literally train them on my SEO procedures. I give the work to them. They do the work. I ain't got to worry about it. If I got to worry about it, they already know. I'll say, fuck it. Get rid of everybody.
Like, let me say this also to help promote your VA course coming up on the whim, right?
Yep.
It's been like 5 years since I got my first VA, maybe 4. For about 3.5 years, who the fuck knows what he was doing? Because I wasn't directing him the right way, right? My point is, bro, if I would have known you and had the SOPs that you give, right? And then went into having VAs, it's like they say, bro, you want to figure shit out on your own, or you want to pay a mentor and skip. Success leaves clues, right? I always had broke man mentality, as they call it, and would always try to get there the freeway, right? Or somebody got to give it to me on YouTube, not trying to pay to just get with the expert, right? So took me years of fumbling around, wasting time, losing rankings, doing dumb shit, paying money for nothing, right?
Yeah.
So all you guys here that don't have VAs, or maybe have one, whatever, listen to what Will's saying, because you see the man is doing it, right? And take his SOPs, get one, like he's saying, project manager, make sure that that person knows all of those SOPs. And Will, you give your input on this, but I would even maybe have him record it in Filipino, right? Mm-hmm. So that you have the SOP in English and in their language, so that when you start scaling out, you're never teaching your VAs. You're only going to teach shit one time. You feel me? And maybe you're not teaching it. Will's giving you the SOP, right? So just take that and really think about what's in front of you, because if you do work 4 or 5 hours a day and you got kids, a wife, a husband, or a family, or you want to help the world in some way, you're bugging unless you're really struggling and broke. Because $2, $3, $4 an hour, that's your time is not worth that. It is. Trust me, it is. I'm gonna leave it at that. Sorry for the ramble, bro. But time is the most important thing in the world to me, not money. If it was money, I promise you I'd be a millionaire already. But I do what I want all day long, bro. I literally have no schedule. Feel me, right? So without VAs, that's impossible, because I'd have to be SEO and all my shit, right?
Yeah, Mike, I really needed to hear that. Sorry, Will. I really needed
give
to
you
hear
the
that.
freedom. They give you the freedom, and that's what I was telling you that before. Because whenever Jason first started, 2 months ago, and he wasn't getting phone calls, and he started getting phone calls. And then he like, now he's busy as shit. So he's like, I got to have a VA, and he needed standard operating procedures. Whereas with me, I never had them. So I never had someone to just give them to you. I could literally go, not only that, I can literally go, here's the 20 stops. They're all in Excel spreadsheets already set up for you.
Yeah.
Right. And then on top of it, and when I say, set up for you, go step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way down. YouTube stacks, all of it. Right. And then, okay, now you want them in, you actually hired your own VAs, and we helped you get that as well. Now I can translate it. I have a translator that will translate it into Tagalog for you. I have the one that does all of my Tripwire, all my ebooks, everything. She's doing one which you don't know about, Mike. I had a ghostwriter write a 10,000 page, 10,000 word ebook on CTR manipulation.
Oh, nice.
That cost me like $500 or something like that. So you take that, then I can translate it into any language I want and use it as PDFs or tripwires to give out for agencies and shit like that. I basically give them a general gist of what I want written. They can write it out, but they'll do translations and everything. But once you have your team, I don't have to worry about things being done. Like right now, I don't answer my emails. I don't answer my groups anymore. Generally speaking, it's not me going in any of that shit anymore. I'm on YouTube and I'm in the courses. If you want me, YouTube courses or private consults.
You got me jealous, Will, because not for nothing, sorry to cut you off. That in my mind, I'm like, I spend too much time cleaning out email boxes, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, how do I hire a VA just to do that, right? But it's like, bro, like you just solidified. I need to make that happen.
We have a SOP on that even because of the fact what happened was I used to get up first thing in the morning and I pick up this phone, and then it aggravated me. Because what happened is I'll have 20 people or whatever in my inbox going, hey, Bill, I have to ask you a question. Hey, William, I did this. Hey, Bill. And Jason, when he first started, he's like, I don't know how you do this shit. He's 20 something. He's like, how old are you? You got so much fucking energy, man. And I'm like, now vitamins. And I told him, I said, number 2, I said, like, I stopped doing that because I was like, I'm going to throw this fucking phone through the window, because you get so many people who ask you something I've said 20 times and I got to answer them. So now my VA answers it. Or now it goes, this is why I did my support channel. Now, if you want a question, go to rankfortress.com, right-hand corner, support. If you want me, there's a tab in there for me. And then my VA goes in there and answers that shit. The only time I get involved is if, oh my God, my entire website blew the fuck up and I need you to fix it. Even then, it might not be me. Even then, it might be my head VA. My head VA controls all the other heads. So I have a head VA, my project manager. And then I have a head for GMB. I have a head for on-page SEO, a head for website, a head for off-page. So I have heads for all of that, but that took me, about a year to get it. Originally, check this out. Originally, my project manager was going to be my content guy. Wow. And then I found out, I'm like, his first day, he was already trying to develop stuff for me. And I went, so tell me about what your skill set is. And I found out his skill set. And I said, oh, no. You're not doing content. And then I brought him, I said, let me show you what I need you to do. That was 6-7 months ago when I brought him in, so then I found out, for instance, Fernell, he wanted his own business. I said, oh, that's great. In about 2 years, I'm wanting to either exit or sell off. So I'm looking to exit or sell off. It's going to be one of the two. And I wouldn't mind giving it to, someone like yourself. And then I just get kickbacks. Or I partner with you. So we'll see. But Fernell's he's my guy that handles everything. And he's going to be on my show during the VA course talking. He's going to be teaching 1 day a week. I'm going to be teaching 1 day a week. And then Speed Up's going to be teaching 1 day a week. So Let's see. It doesn't work out when you don't have the proper people to train them for the VAs. I have tried to do it where I'm here and they're somewhere else. But when you don't have, the number one factor is when you don't have a project manager and you don't have your head, which I never had, it's not going to work out. You're going to wing it, and that's not a good thing. So
Yeah. So, and also, I forgot you just said you were going to offer VA services. So finding a good VA is not easy, right? For sure, for sure. Then training them is a whole nother thing, right? Especially if you don't have SOPs. So is it worth paying more to just get someone that's trained by will? Yes, hell yes. Especially when you go to like online jobs PH, which I haven't been on that site in like 3 years probably. But the last time I was on there, wasn't nobody willing to work for like $2 an hour. They wanted $3, $4, $5 an hour, which is crazy.
They've gotten more and more expensive depending on as well as where they're at.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, it is actually getting more expensive to live over here, but more expensive compared to other places, but it's still not that, it's not that expensive at all. Trust me. All right, it's after 9 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and get off here, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. And then see y'all again tomorrow. Make sure you list out all your questions and everything. Can you hire a VA for me? Yeah, if you go to rankfortress.com, right? And when you do so, you're not really supporting me. Just realize that you're actually helping Fresnel. It's not just about me. I get a kickback, but he's the main dude that's running it all. And me and him run it together. But if you go to rankfortress.com and go to SEO services, you'll see at the very bottom says non-voice virtual assistants, because they don't do any phone call shit, none of that. And what happens is he has an onboarding form. He gives you a VA clock. We set you up with the whole thing. So you submit the task, we get the task, they do the task, and then he tracks the tasks. So, and then if you ever get out of 40 hours, you say, hey, you're almost out of 40 hours. You want another 40, it's going to cost $300, so. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good day.
All right. Peace out, Will.
Peace out, bro.